is one aspect which is around innovation, speed, and that is around data. And data is where the base of AI, we all talked about AI, but the base is really AI, data. And it's not about taking the data to AI, but it's AI to the data. And that's what I'm going to talk about, how Lenovo is actually bringing our complete end-to-end solution, right from SSG, as Fan talked about, our infrastructure business, and later my colleague that will come up and talk about the PCs, Morrison, how we're actually bringing this all together. I think one of you had a question earlier. I think you asked a question about differentiation. The differentiation really is about us being able to actually put all this together and provide solutions. Now, if you look at from a data standpoint, right at the base, if you look at F1, and I want to push this off to the next one, there is about 500 terabytes of data between track and F1 headquarters on every race that's actually. So this weekend, as the race goes on, there's going to be about 500 terabytes of transfer between track and F1. Now, we also talked about, we have a solution which is the edge servers on the tracks. And this is what actually processes data on location with low latency feeds, supporting on-track teams. And it's all about agility. It's about being there and being able to bring out a decision very, very quickly. The other thing is the speed system servers process massive amount of data at headquarters. So data, it looks at progressive amounts of data and speed and scale. So on the track, at the headquarters. Now, there's another very, very important aspect which actually takes care of that complete end-to-end, where I talked about services, talked about PCs, talked about infrastructure, is how we capture the data and able to actually provide that 500 hours of video footages, then going on to headquarters, looking at that about 200. Now, if you look at F1 today, is a sport, not just watched at the track, it's watched around the world. People watch it and they want to watch it in their living rooms, and exactly how it's being played out on a live manner. And this is what technology. Another question was, I think I just want to add to what Lara also spoke about, is the differentiation, why the innovation. You know, this is a very innovative sport, and you need a partner like ourselves that actually continuously innovates in our technology, right from edge to our servers. And also to add, a very important aspect that Lara talked about is sustainability. And that's also very, very important to us across our entire portfolio. So with that, I want to actually talk about a little more to add what my friend Fan talked about, is about hybrid AI. And this is a very, very important aspect at Lenovo. Now, you all hear about data, which is, you know, we look at data out in the public, which is important. We will use, I mean, the customers do use data out in the public, but also very important, as Fan said, is the enterprise. How do you make sure that this is private data? Data that can actually be combined from within the organization, and most also important is the personal data. How do you combine this all together? And this is the focus that we actually have in our hybrid AI strategy. So you will continue to see this across our infrastructure portfolio. You see this in our PC portfolio, with Motosan will actually talk about, and also our services, where everything is around AI. And that is, again, a very important aspect that we bring to the market outside this relationship also, where Lenovo it's AI for all, and it's about delivering AI across. So I want to talk a little bit about our complete AI portfolio. I'm going to actually spend a little more time here. And the first thing is that we are investing in AI. It's not just about talk. We are investing in building great infrastructure. We have just invested additional $1 billion in AI investment in infrastructure. This has actually resulted in 80 plus AI-ready platforms. Now, my update is also going beyond to what we actually provide across organizations. So 80 plus AI-ready platforms are available. Now, very often you see infrastructure which they say is invisible. You don't see the infrastructure. So when on the racetrack, when somebody's watching as the drivers are across bends, they don't see the infrastructure. They see an outcome. And that can only happen when the infrastructure is very, very reliable, right? So that's very important. So we're number one in infrastructure reliability. The other aspect is that we have the Supercompute 500, a list of 500 supercomputers around the world. Lenovo has been number one in the supercomputer provider globally. So this really speaks about our prowess in high-end supercomputing. And this is something that we actually bring across our portfolio. We're the top infrastructure provider globally. Lenovo Neptune goes back to what, just expanding a little bit beyond sustainability. Lara talked about the sustainable part, about taking life cycle management, taking products across, disposing them with ethics. But we also look at products. We look at how we manufacture. So one of the products that we're very, and this is specifically to the group that I represent, is Lenovo Neptune. And it is actually a water-cooled, warm water cooling within a data center. So when you have a supercompute, you actually cool the infrastructure using warm water. You can save up to 40% in a data center power. It can bring up to 100% efficiency in your data center cooling. So these are aspects which are very, very important. Now, this complete portfolio goes, if you say right, and I'm not going to steal the thunder from my good friend Morosan, who will come in, powerful all PCs across. He will come up and talk a little bit about it. But let me just focus at the bottom. Enabled AI at the edge. And I gave you the example on the track, edge computing at the edge. But these are, again, applications, of course, we're using here at the races, but these are used across in different verticals, whether they're retail, whether they're manufacturing, whether they're in a dusty environment, in a train station or in a factory. These edge devices are very, very strong, secure, and actually built from purpose-driven approach. As opposed to taking a server and reclassifying it, it is actually driven to make it very, very environmentally strong in extreme temperatures, as well as security around it. We also actually at the Think Agile and Think Systems, we also provide very large infrastructure and large GPU AI farms, but we also provide inferencing servers in enterprises. So if you look at this complete portfolio, back to the question you asked about innovation, this is where innovation is in the heart of Lenovo. And it's changing as rapidly as the organizations are actually looking at it. So those are some of the key aspects that we have are in our complete end-to-end portfolio. And this is again a huge value that actually Lenovo actually brings.